Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything is going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the World card, right? So in a lot of ways, the World card speaks very deeply to you interacting with what you perceive to be your community. So this could be a week where you're starting to really think about, or really maybe some of you are starting to build a community of your own. The other thing with the World card, this is about mastery. It's about coming full circle. I would not be surprised if a lot of you are very pensive this week, right? So you're really deep in thought, but you're thinking about the journey that you've traveled. This is where it all starts to come together. This is where a lot of you are going to start to really think about, you know what? This is where I've come from, and that means that this is where I want to go. I feel like a lot of you are solidifying a plan this week, and it's like a really big full circle moment. So you're taking stock, you're paying attention and kind of saying, wow, you know what? Look at the journey, right? Look at the journey that I've traveled. Look at how far I've come. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you have the Six of Cups. When I say a full circle moment, I mean a full circle moment, right? Look at this. So if the World card is about where you're going, right, going on to that new plateau, that next level, the Six of Cups is all about where you've been. This is your past, your memories. And these two together, there is a very powerful energy here of something comes full circle. This is about where you've been before, and this is about a deep understanding. It's like your actions and options, like what you initiate. You're saying to yourself, this is where I've been. I understand this now. I know why my past has been my past. I know why I had certain lessons. I know why I had certain relationships. Goosebump moment, right? So you're culminating all of this, and you're using this as the foundation for you to go towards this next thing. And whatever it is that you're planning to bring out or bring into the world in some way, shape or form, this week is a powerful platform for you making this happen, for you making it a reality. I'm just loving it. Like, I'm so glad to be back. I feel like I'm on fire right now, so this is great. For your communications and conversations, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So look, let's be honest, right? We've got to call a spade a spade. There's hard work here. It's not a week where it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's all coming full circle, so I'll just sit back on a sun lounger and ask Pedro to bring me a cocktail. That's my dream. I always say that to my sister. I'm going to age disgracefully. I'm going to be that grimy old guy sat around the pool sipping cocktails. Sorry, I jest. All jokes aside, Nine of Pentacles with the World card. There is hard work here. So like I said, this is the preliminary stages. You are just planning this, but it is a full circle moment. So what's an example of this, right? You work really hard, you get your grades, you put your application in, you sit, you wait, you bite your fingers off, like waiting for your grades. You finally get accepted to the university that you want to go to, and now the hard work begins. So this week is kind of, look, goosebumps, so many goosebumps right now. Right, so there is absolutely, like, you're looking out at this thing and you can see what you want, you can see what you're going to create and how it's all going to come together. This is the week where you start to implement it. And because you've got the Six of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles here as well, that World card being about communities, you're really starting to think about who is the network, who is the team. And this week you might find that people start to show up, or you're interacting with people that are giving you the knowledge and the information that you need in order to start making this stuff real. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, like literally, right, that I've given you the example. I couldn't give you it anymore. And it's not necessarily, you know, because you might not be in university, but this is about taking the knowledge that you have, consolidating it and saying, right, now I put this into practice. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, This is a week where you start to really pay attention to where your career is versus where you want it to be. And you know, I would say as well, there's probably going to be some conversations where you're networking this week that really make all the difference. Business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves. I mean, right, it's not just about the thing that you're trying to build or the message that you have for the world. This is about the steps that it's going to take. For a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be a week where you're really working very hard on something. Maybe you're putting your plans together, you're putting the bits and pieces in place, and in sort of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, like just in place. I really feel like a lot of you are doing something really important for yourselves this week in terms of your business. It's like you're taking things back, you're writing things down, and you're really putting things in their sequence, let's say. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, honestly, use this week to enjoy. The Nine of Pentacles really is, in a lot of ways, it's about refinement. And the reason we talk about hard work with this card is because refinement takes hard work. But when you get to a point where you've already made those steps, what is next? Well, this is time to enjoy. Maybe for some of you, you're connecting with people from your past this week, people that you grew up with, people that you lived on the same street with, people that you, I don't know, went to school with, all of that kind of stuff. There's lots of interactions from the past this week that are going to have you seriously deep in that nostalgia. You're going to be really like, you know what, do you remember when? Like, there's going to be so much nostalgia floating around for those of you that are retired or not working for any reason. And it's just going to be wonderful. For your love and relations, you've got the Hangman. Okay, so look, for those of you that are single, this was probably going to be a week where you start to understand why certain relationships haven't worked. For some of you, you could be really reminiscing about the past. Maybe for some of you, you're connecting with a person from your past. Maybe you're going over why it didn't work, what was in the way, who was in the wrong, all of that stuff. And it's not like you're going at each other and you're picking and it's not that. It's just that you're doing the work around clearing the stuff that opens up for you, that opens up potential relationships for you. For some of you, this could literally be a week where you are mending a relationship with somebody from your past. Maybe you're just making amends so that you can move forward cleaner, wholer, more wholesome beings. Maybe you are reconnecting so that you can clear out the rot and then really step forward in some way. For those of you that are partnered, married, long-term relationships, give yourself, honestly, I think this would be a good week for you guys to take some time off. The reason I say this is because the Hanged Man is almost suggesting that whatever you had planned is like busy, busy, busy. And this week it's like when it comes to the relationship, it needs a coolant. It needs some ice. It needs some stillness. It needs some stasis in some kind of way. So take a moment, keep it still, all right, and think about ways that you can enjoy the experience that you're having in this here and now moment. For your money and materials, you have the Five of Cups. Okay, so it's not the easiest card, not the nicest card. But look, Five of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles and the World card, that could literally be that this week you're paying off the final payment on something that was a long ass debt, right? You know, when you get to that moment where you're like the last payment and you put it down and you feel like super superior, you could have one of those moments. It could, on the other hand, sort of, you know, we've got to call a spade as well. It could, on the other hand, you might see this week that you are out of pocket for something that it's just almost like it's cost you too long and too much. And it's like, okay, this is done now. For some of you, this might be that you're deciding to stop paying into or buying into something. I think it's going to be a moment of honesty when it comes to your resources this week as well. I think for some of you, maybe you're having conversations around money where you're not necessarily having to cut someone off, but having to kind of put someone in their place to say, look, you know what, I'm fulfilling my end of the bargain, where are you? When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Five of Cups is your gonads and your... That was such a random way to say that. I'm sorry. It's your reproductive system. So this week, if you do have any issues, especially because you've got the Hanged Man here as well, I would, you know, if you have any issues in that regard, this would be a good week to go and see a doctor, a specialist, maybe to go to a clinic, etc. Specifically for those of you, I don't know why it's really weird, but specifically for those of you that are coupled or partnered. And the reason I say that is because you've got the Six of Cups here as well, things from antiquity. This could be something that has either been a problem in the past and you have a flare up or something like that. With that said, and it doesn't have to be, you know, anything, you know, awful. Like, it could be anything, all right? I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, the Five of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles, this, and especially with the World card, this could be something that you had either wanted to initiate or be a part of in your community that unfortunately is, so this could be that your favorite grocery store closes. It could be that your, you know, like the local center that you go to yoga at, it closes for, you know, for the season or something like that. There's something coming to an end here and you're going to feel it. It's not like the end of the world, but it's something that you like, maybe because it's convenient or it's close to home. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care and I'll see you soon.